Welcome to Stay
and Slay
with Mel
and Chrissy.
We should cheers.
I think it's the Dr. Pepper. Maybe never again.
We can't have Dr. Pepper before we record. Gosh. Hey, Chrissy and I are having so much trouble recording this because we're just laughing so fucking hard.
Like, I mean, you know why in your 20s some people are having babies and some people are working a minimum wage job.
No.
Some people are...
Yes.
Like,
some people are like in
traveling
grad school.
the world. Right. Like everyone's everywhere.
Everyone is everywhere and I cannot handle it.
Yeah. I mean, but that's like...
It's like your unemployed friend on a Wednesday, like on the top of a mountain.
Right. Like, let me ask you a question because we
Okay.
didn't talk about this before recording, but it was on my mind.
Okay.
Have you ever had a hard time being on social media and comparing yourself to, like, people, like, you know what I mean? You know how, like, some people, like, when they're, like, having a hard time, they can't be on social media because they know that they'll see people either doing things or looking a certain way.
Yeah.
And it'll, like, affect them. Has that ever been you?
Okay, so let me tell you a little story. So I think everyone had their phase of being obsessed with Alexis Wren.
Not me, but...
You don't know who that is?
I've heard the name, but no.
She was like literally just like an Instagram model back in the day, and she had this boyfriend, and
No, I don't
they
know
just
them.
traveled the world. She was like so skinny. And I would always, like, in high school, I would just look at her pictures, and I was like, oh, my God.
Really?
Like, I'm never going to be that skinny, whatever. And then now, like, throughout college.
Problems.
Yeah, throughout college, like, I really learned I love my body. Like, my body nourishes me. My body fuels me. I get up every day. Like, I love myself. I'm not going to, like, be the one to tear myself down, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I think back to, like, my high school self, and I'm like, that's
Okay.
sad, you know?
I love this.
Yeah. I'm like, that's sad that I used to feel that way, because I don't feel that way at all. Like,
I
I'm
feel
so
like I
happy.
never ever had a problem with social media like that, but I know it exists.
Yes.
Like,
It exists
I'm very
so
aware that
much.
people have a hard time seeing other people's, like, lives or how they look.
Yeah.
Like, it's not always about looks, but sometimes it's literally like FOMO.
Yes, for sure. And I think, too, kind of, I used to not be able to follow, like, certain influencers and stuff, like, in high school, just because I could not. I would compare
So, like,
myself.
like, what did you do to get yourself out of that, then? For, like, the people
Yeah, I mean,
who are struggling with that.
in terms of, like, at the end of the day, life is so short, and it's like, why am I gonna sit here and stress about my body? Like, and then you know what has really made me, like, realize that is being, like, 22. You look back at pictures of when you were, like, 18, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so tiny, and I think I look so tiny. And then I realize, I'm like, in my head when I was 18, I thought I was, like, bigger.
Yeah.
And I was not. I was, like, stick skinny. And it's like, I'm never going to be that skinny again. So I'm like, I'm going to appreciate my body now and appreciate my 20s body.
You never
Because
know.
for you, like, with that
With, like,
experience.
when I was younger, I feel like I don't really remember when I, like, got fat. I feel it was, like, when puberty started. It started, like, piling
So
on,
aggressive.
and then, you know, you go to college, and you gain the freshman 15, but I was gaining the freshman 15 on top of, like, a slightly overweight body weight, you know?
Yeah.
I was very, just unproportionate. I wouldn't say I was fat, but it was definitely unproportionate. I mean, I'm 60 pounds lighter now.
Yeah.
It's the weight because I was like, why don't I look like these girls?
Yeah.
I mean, definitely in college, like, I realized, like, going out with my friends,
Yeah.
you know, I was, like, the duff. Like, I was...
Oh my God.
I was
Chrissy.
the fat friend at first, you
I'm
know,
gonna cry.
before I lost the weight. Like, all my friends were, like, sticks, you
Yeah.
know? And, like, I never really ever cared about my body,
Yeah.
like, in that way. Honestly, I never really knew I could be skinny, so I never tried it. You know what I mean? Like, I never tried the gym.
You never tried it.
I never tried a diet. Like, I just
Yeah.
didn't know that was possible.
Yeah.
And
get that.
I do, like, I remember going out and, like, you know, guys would only, like, approach my friends, or, like, guys would only want to, like, talk to me
Yeah.
to get to my friends. And that's when I feel like that's the only point in my life where I was like, why am I not like these other girls?
Yeah.
But then COVID happened. And I remember I was like, you know, COVID, I feel like changed everyone's world.
It did.
This vision of me in a flannel.
Okay. Like in the mirror?
In the mirror.
Okay.
This flannel with like this sports bra on and like leggings, and then super blonde hair. And at the time, like I had blonde hair, but it wasn't like super blonde.
Yeah.
And I was super skinny.
This is during COVID.
Yeah, like it was literally like this. It was like a picture dropped into my brain. Yeah,
like you had a That's So Raven moment.
Like literally Raven. Okay. Like I was
like
Raven.
You were Raven.
Like I was
you
Raven.
were Raisin.
Raisin, right.
We need to remember is that people's opinions don't matter.
Right.
You think about people's opinions can be really detrimental to your mental health.
Right.
Because if you're like, oh, my friend didn't respond to me in a couple hours, like, do they hate me? Right. Like, that's not
and if they
a healthy
do,
way to think.
And if they do, we shouldn't care.
Right.
You know?
I was like, well, I would hope that you're not friends with someone that, like, would hate you.
Well, I know, but if you're worried that, like, people don't like you,
yeah,
you should self-reflect. Make sure that you're not in the wrong. And then if that's still how they feel, that's not who you are. No.
Have you been a person in the past that has cared about what other people think of you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I would say, for me, I know I can be a lot, I guess, is my thing. Like, I can get really excited.
Yeah.
And I can be really loud. And I can just be laughing a lot.
Yeah.
And, like, for some people, I know that's too much for them.
Like, some people can't handle that type of personality.
Which is totally fine. We can't always handle everybody.
Not everyone will get along.
And I think for me, I was always so worried, like, everyone hates me because of that, you know? And I have had people who don't like me.
Yeah.
And we all do. And I feel like I have gotten to a point in life, especially recently, like, if I have lost friends because I'm too much.
Yeah.
Or not even friends, acquaintances, friends of friends, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If they don't like me, I self-reflect. I always make sure I'm not in the wrong, because maybe I am. Maybe I am. I always self-reflect. I ask other people. I always look at both perspectives.
Yeah.
I try to put myself in their shoes. And if they genuinely believe that, like, that's who I am, like, if they're trying to make bad out of me, and I know that's not true, then I don't want to be friends with them anyway.
Right.
Like, why would I want to be friends with someone who thinks badly of me? I drop the feeling of, oh my God, am I hated? Like, oh my God, they don't like me. Not everyone can like you. And I feel like growing up, especially when I started becoming social, because I was so shy till, like, junior year of high school. And when I started making friends, I wanted everyone I met to like me. And that's just not the reality.
It's not. And I think,
just not.
I honestly think I realized that in college. Because.
Me too.
I think in high school, you're kind of friends with everyone. Like,
honestly, I think I realized it after college.
Yeah. I think that's kind of a whole different, like,
episode,
like, talking about friendship after, like, experiencing a big loss. But I think, like, realizing that in college is because you might not get along with, like, your roommates. You might not get along with, like, people in your class. Like, you know, you're just meeting so many different people. And I think a big thing that taught me not caring what other people thought was honestly being in a sorority. And
oh my God, I don't know how you did that.
And I was on, like, exec, so people were gonna hate me because of, like, things, you know, I had to do.
Right.
So with that, I just was like, that really taught me to not care, because I was like, you know what? This is my life.
Right.
I'm, like, in my own world. And that's another thing. Everyone is in their own world. Like, no one is actually thinking about you.
24/7.
Yeah, no one is doing that. Like, everyone has their own life. Everyone does their daily tasks.
And if they are, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, like, if someone is just really hating on you for absolutely no reason, like, what is the purpose in that?
Yeah.
I don't understand. And, like, if you think someone hates you and you're, like, having anxiety about it and spiraling, that's just detrimental to yourself.
It so is. It so is.
Yeah, that's not going to help anyone. Mm-hmm. It's just going to harm you.
Lately,
yeah,
this has been a big thing for me. And I feel like I text you about it once a day. Someone who I consider a friend is not celebrating my accomplishments, my celebrations. I'm not saying like every day I need a text like I'm so proud. No.
Yeah.
I'm saying like if like I graduate college or I get my first job or we start a podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about anyone specific, I swear to God. But, like, if, like, I'm just giving examples. But if they're not celebrating with me, then why would I consider that a friend?
Yeah.
Like I want people around me that are uplifting me at all times.
Yes.
And
energy givers and not energy takers.
Yeah, right. And definitely not somebody that you're giving your all to and you're getting nothing in return.
Yeah.
And lately I've been prioritizing that, and I'm not kidding you, game changer.
It's a game changer.
My life,
it's so much happier.
Since I started focusing on the right people who prioritize me in the right ways, and I prioritize, like, we're giving to each other.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street.
Yes. It's not a one-way street, because that's just...
my life. Like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And it's, like, motivated me to, like... love myself more.
Yes.
And take care of myself more.
Because honestly, I could go on and on about female friendships and how when you're friends with the right people that, like you just said, it's a two-way street. Like, you both just love and support each other. It's just love. It's all
there's
love. Like,
nothing else to it.
There's nothing else. And
it's
love
and giggles.
Yes.
Love and giggles.
And that's why, like, I know I have my girls, like, I have myself, and I'm so content with that.
Right.
I don't need anything more than that, you know?
And I think people never work towards, like, being comfortable alone.
Yeah.
Because that's so important.
Because that's caring what other people think.
We know what it's like to lose somebody, too.
Yeah.
So easily.
Yeah.
Like, we know.
Yep.
Things can change in a blink of an eye. And it's so important that you are okay with being alone.
Yep. Because
anything can change.
That's what I've learned.
Anything can change.
When something traumatic can happen to you, in that moment, you only have yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, when you're going...
so true.
You're in your mind.
Too real. This is too real. I'm actually, like, tingling right now.
When you're in your mind 24/7. Like, make it a good place to be, you know?
Oh, my God.
And,
preach. And that's my mouth.
That's why I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna, this is my life. I can make my life the way I want it to be. I'm not gonna focus on how others perceive me, how others care about me, like, because you're in control of your own reality. What I'm trying to get at is I think when you have people that in your circle love you, support you, want the best for you, then you really just don't care what other people think. Not even just,
like, I've always just been the person to, like, love people more, but that's just, like, also, like, just how I am. Like, I'm gonna say I love you to the guy who takes our order at Chipotle, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I've just always been that way.
You are that way.
And,
you know what I was gonna say about that?
Yeah.
I feel like I always am giving more love, too. Like, in general, which some people would say otherwise because I'm, like, so monotone. But I feel like I just internally care about people a lot more than I, like, feel like people care about me.
Yeah.
And I may, like, keep that inside, but it's, like, when it gets reciprocated, you know, like, you and me, like we give each other the equal amount of, like, love in our friendship, and I appreciate that so much. Like,
I feel like I don't know why it took me almost 3 years to figure out that, because I just give it so easily, but it's not like it's easy for me to, like, love people, but it's like I want people to feel loved. So, like, I love it. Like, I love when I meet someone who's so uncomfortable with the L word, you know,
Love.
like they would never say that in a million years, and I tell them that, and they're just like, okay, bye. And then like after seeing them a few more times, they're finally saying it back, and I'm like, I did that.
Like, why is
I got them to love, because love is so important. But anyway, I'm getting off topic.
Yeah.
Recently, like, I don't know, like I said, I don't know why it took me 23 years to get to this point, but I'm like, I kind of need to prioritize the people who can give that same love back to me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm always like running after the people who don't show it, or not that they don't show it, but they just don't
reciprocate it.
It's just not like they give it back, right?
Yeah.
Not in the same way.
Yeah.
You know, like I really need something that's equal, almost.
Yeah. And I think like in this phase of our lives, we just need that for sure, because like being in our post-grad lives and like having our jobs and people are in different cities and like areas, that's when you really realize like who you know is supporting you. Because, you know, like if you go out of your way to like be with people and make time with people, like that shows a lot. Else I love about friendship.
What about it? What about it, Mel?
You know what I'm gonna say?
What? Willy Wonka?
I was gonna say that you were so willing to watch Napoleon Dynamite and Willy Wonka with me.
Right. I guess I was. No, I.
Okay, but
I'm all about the experience. I like to add.
Have you heard of the Willy Wonka experience?
No. Oh my god.
Oh.
I know about the movie.
Well, that's what I thought, but
what is it? You go and make chocolate with Willy.
With fucking Willy.
Well, his name is
okay,
Willy.
so this is what it was.
Is it not?
So, well, I think his name is not Willy.
William.
Maybe it's William.
Wilfred.
Do you think it's actually Wonka?
Oh yeah.
Wonka Tonka.
Why would they lie about that?
What happened? I'll show you in a second. So basically, these people, they're in like a different country. I don't know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
They basically created AI pictures of the Willy Wonka experience, and it looked like so extravagant, so fun.
Oh, it's not real. It's AI.
And it's not real.
Oh my god.
But they still, like, people bought tickets to it and showed up, but they still like made an experience. It was just like really shitty. And this is the lady that was like supposed to be the Oompa Loompa.
That's funny.
It just reminded me of like the MagCon era. Were you a part of that?
I wasn't a part of it, but I know what it is.
Yeah.
But no, like I mean, I was like heavy on YouTube.
Freer, I needed to marry him.
I watched so many YouTubers. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god. I needed to marry him.
I did not sleep when I was younger. I just watched YouTube at night.
Yeah, same. That's why I love Tana. Who's your celebrity crush?
Mine is probably Fred again, but not in a romantic, like, oh my god, he's so cute, but like he loves what he does. He's so passionate.
Yeah.
I want to try to DJ. I want to see if I have the talent.
DJ crisscross.
But like I love how passionate he is, and I also love his joy and his like love for life. Everything about him is so awesome. And also, Fred, if you happen to be listening, I am manifesting. My dream is that you hear something really cool that I say and you turn me into a song like you did to all the other girls.
Yep.
Or guys. There's guys too. But I love Fred. He is everything to me.
That's how I feel about The Weeknd.
You know what was really cool?
What?
I think I go through lots of phases of artist.
100%
But Fred right now
I do.
has been my lifeline like for a long time.
Yeah. I've been getting into Fred again because of you, and I really love him.
What was really cool to me is that we started Stay and Slay last Wednesday, and Fred dropped a song called Stay In It.
Yeah, which is so crazy.
Which, if Mel's like more rap and I'm more like Fred, right?
Yeah.
And he makes a song with Lil Yachty, and it's called Stay In It.
And it's literally
it's literally about
us.
You have a life, stay in it.
Yep.
You have a life, stay in it. And they say that. That's all they say really pretty much in the song.
Yeah.
And it's like if we had a baby and made a song.
Yep.
And it came out the same day. And we didn't know that song was coming out that day. But it did
for us.
And it was such a sign. So
such a sign.
Fred, my favorite thing out of your songs is in Danielle when they say it in a couple of songs, but they say if you don't know, don't worry. And I just want to be that cool. So please.
Thank you for listening, and
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. There's more to come. And if you guys ever want to hear anything specific,
yes,
let
please.
us know below.
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, what do you
This
want?
was a conversation. Also, shout out to Tyler.
Shout out Tyler, our first
comment. I hope you're seeing clouds, and I hope you're saying
slay.
As always,
stay vibrant.
Thanks for watching.
Stay
and slay
with Mel
and Chrissy.
Bye.
That it gets better with time.